Hey everyone, welcome to episode 5 of Weathering the Market. We are all here today. It's meteorologist Kailey Carey.
And I'm meteorologist Dion.
And I'm marketing, Emily Creevy.
The head of the marketing department.
That sounded a little weird. I'm not marketing, Emily Creevy. I'm,
head of marketing. Yes, own it,
4-Minute Man Weather, Emily Creevy.
Yes, own that. Okay, so have you guys gone through detail the WASDE report from yesterday for February?
A little.
Just a little bit, to be honest with you.
Okay, well maybe a little bits and then a lot of it will make this very interesting. So, okay, let's kind of break down what's going on before this report's released, okay? February, does anyone know what's going on? We're off to a great start. We're hitting records here.
Yeah, it's been a very great start to the month of February. I know one of the major areas of impact right now, of course, South America. Things started out really slow for them late last year. It's been excessively dry across portions of northern Argentina and Brazil. But luckily, as we've progressed into the start of the year, the rains have returned. And it's been very beneficial for soybeans and corn across both northern Argentina and southern Brazil, and even central Brazil, as a matter of fact. And so they've been able to catch up on their soil moisture content. And even though some of the numbers have been, as far as at least the predicted numbers have been a little low from what they were previously expecting, the rainfall has been extremely beneficial for those areas.
Yes, and I'm talking record-breaking though also for the U.S. because corn export inspections for the week ending of February 4th came in at, drum roll please, anyone? Thank you. 1.58 million tons. And that's the best for any week since 2018. And that's saying a lot because that's unusually high for February. We don't see those numbers in February. The market is extremely volatile right now. And soybean records were hit as well. New export records for the U.S. soybeans were observed every month since the 2020-2021 season began. And exporters are still busy. Shipments hit 9.5 million tons last month. It could even be up to 10 million, but January's prior high was 7 million, and that was set in 2014. So
very impressive numbers.
It is.
Very good numbers.
Yes, it's amazing. So all of this is going on before the report is released. So, everyone's pumped going up into this. We're thinking, oh, wow, what are we looking at? That strong export demand could possibly cut into the already tight U.S. supply of corn and soybeans more than previously forecasted. What are we going to be looking at? So corn grew to a 7-year high of $5.74 in a quarter. And then once that report came out, it kind of was saying something else. The corn stock outlook was still higher than expected, so sparking a sell-off in the futures market that it did hit that 7.5-year high before the report, but then it dropped by 1.3%. Because is this less than expected increase in the corn export forecast like a signal that the United States might fail to meet the recent spike in corn demand from China?
It very well could be, and that's could be a very problematic situation for the United States, at least given our reserves that we were anticipating here.
But is the USDA concerned about export capacity? And that's something I think the sales are there, but can the shipments get there? And I don't think they are. This year was a record year. It's been amazing. But something that we also have to consider is like what you were saying, what's going on in Brazil and Argentina. Argentina had that weird season of prolonged dry period and so a drought, and then excessive rain. So their corn's kind of coming out with mixed reviews.
Yeah, that's correct. So with the excessive dryness, the planting late last year was pushed back. It was a late start to the planting season, so they pushed that back a bit. And then as we've waited for kind of the dryness to kind of come to an end and the rainy season to start, now the rainy season's kind of started to kick in, and that's slowed down additional planting for their safrinha corn, and as well as harvesting of the soybeans in that region. So, they had they're expecting a bit of a dry spell this week, but still, things are kind of lagging, at least in terms of the crops there due to those weather setbacks.
And do you think Brazil's second crop corn is going to go in time? Because that needs to go in by the 3rd week of February. What are we looking at?
So by the 3rd week of February, it's still looking like a pretty wet season. At least, I think what we're looking at 3rd week of February, we're coming up on the end of the 1st, so we're into the 2nd even. I think it's going to be real iffy. They're still looking at a good widespread moderate to heavy rainfall across much of the central and southern portions.
But that's going to run into harvest because you can't harvest in the rain.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll continue to probably push back, and they can continue to see problems with that.
Right, so definitely something to watch with that safrinha corn crop going in, because that's going to be interesting to see how that comes all about. So after last month, after January, the USDA was somewhat criticized for kind of being slow to raise Chinese corn imports, just because we kind of been seeing that they've had a higher need. But on Tuesday, they made a 6.5 million ton bump, resulting in a 2020-21 Chinese import record at 24 million tons.
That's really, really amazing how quickly they just decided to bump that up, right?
Okay, but this is where it gets interesting. But the total Chinese corn use only increased 2 million tons. So where's the remaining 4.5 million?
I don't know.
It went into ending stocks. It went into ending stocks. Okay, so when you take China out of the equation though completely, the 2020-21 world ending stocks fell close to 2 million tons. And that's an 8-year low. So, I mean, it's going to be really interesting as we head deeper into the growing season. I mean, it's going to be a volatile market.
I think so.
Not that I'm excited about it, but it is going to be interesting to watch. So I think the question that we're asking ourselves is, why is China needing to import 3 times as much corn as ever before with a stocks to use of 68%? And that's only down 4%. What's going on?
And I think that right there is the big mystery.
The big mystery.
That's the big mystery.
Maybe we'll have the answer for you on next week's episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Weathering the Market. We love sharing all this information with you guys, and if you didn't already know, we work for a company called Minuteman Weather, which provides a full range of energy and agricultural weather services. If you would like to sign up for a free trial or request more information, check us out at minutemanweather.com. We'll be back next Wednesday. Thanks.